today we're talking to Gretta Beckett and Wai Ching. Greta's in Dubai, Wai is in Malaysia. Both global elite tower runners. So delighted to have this opportunity to talk to you today and ask you some questions about the upcoming climb on Friday, May 15th for Burj Khalifa in Dubai. It's the tallest tower. Do you want to tell us why you're both taking part in this?
I'm super excited to get involved because I have done a few climbs with Golf for Good in the past. They have sessions at Al Mas Tower that you pay 50 dirham, and the 50 dirham goes to charities for children abroad. So in countries like Tanzania, Nepal, Lebanon, kids in need, especially now with the coronavirus crisis, everybody is affected. So you can imagine. So anything that involves helping people and, doing my bit, I'm there.
It's really great. And why?
For me, I'm a tower runner for the past 3 years. I started this sport 3 years ago. But before this, I'm also a runner. I run on like 10 km, 5 km on the road. So there are some race fund for charity as well, and I'm also very keen to take part on those races. And during my progress as a tower runner, I got supported by lots of private sector and even companies and even individuals who would like to fund my travel overseas for competition. So I got help a lot. And now I have the chance to give back to the community. With my current ranking, I try to do something to give back to the community. That's what I do.
Yeah, and your current ranking is Asia's #1, I think. Global elite.
We're number 2, Asia #1.
Pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, because of this COVID-19. So if not, I could have been a better ranking. Like could have hit my target, which is the world #1.
You could have outdid yourself.
Yeah, due to the pandemic, so all the races got cancelled. If not that, I'm getting there. My level is in there.
Yeah.
So
And actually, just we have about 10 to 15 questions. So if you both, whoever wants to answer, that would be great. Just feel free to step in. I just mentioned earlier that we've launched a new app recently, Deetox.com, and it's very much about mental health and well-being in kind of a digital pocket assistance. So we have challenges, we have a happy hub, lots of new ideas and ways to help everybody during the pandemic to stay well and stay safe. So just wondering, have either of you heard or used Deetox.com at the moment?
I just downloaded the app.
Just downloaded it.
Yeah, I just downloaded the app 1 hour ago, an hour ago. So and then I tried out, and which is very useful. Like it motivates you to actually engage into much more beneficial activity, so that you won't waste your time like sitting there thinking like negative thoughts. Like think a lot of negative things. So now you stay positive with the app. So which is a good initiative.
That's great. And you have little well-being reminders as well, which I think everybody needs a little nudge, during the day. So
to always know what you're doing during this time. Because if not, then I will always think that I waste like a day of doing nothing. So currently I'm learning Spanish through this Duolingo app. So
excellent.
How about Greta?
Excellent.
I'm very I am a psychiatric nurse and I'm a psychotherapist. I've got my own website, Dusk Before Dawn. So I've been helping people deal with the pandemic. A lot of people need a listening ear in these times. So mental health, I'm extremely passionate about. So anything that you can get out there and help people, we need it right now.
It's vital, really. I mean, it's not an easy time. No. And what activities have you been doing since you've been in quarantine?
I've been doing a lot of jigsaw puzzles.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
They're a lot more difficult than what you would expect. Yeah, it's been fun, and a lot of cooking and baking. Before I would just always order in. It was just so much easier. But now I'm Actually, not too bad at baking. I've surprised myself.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, discover new things about yourself, strip it all back. And what about you? Why? Is there anything you've been going?
Yeah, I'm learning Spanish. Now is my day 39 through the app. So maybe about 1,000 words that I have learned through the app. And other than that, I did home training. Still the same, try to maintain my fitness level. And what else? Oh yeah, before my area got locked down, I did quite a lot, like 4,000 floor over 12 weeks. That one of my achievement, I would say. I'm quite happy with that. And other than that, what else? Oh yeah, I've engaged. I play a lot of games with my family, so I have a good family time throughout this period of time. And also, what else? Oh yeah, I also learned to play. I also watch a lot of YouTube about coronavirus. I know quite detailed about the virus now.
You're experts now.
Yeah, consider. Yeah.
And so post COVID-19, what lessons do you plan to incorporate to your daily lives? Maybe Gretta, you might continue to cook, for example, or what will be your takeaways from this? That new habits maybe that you'll carry with you.
I think it has given the whole world and society a complete reset. So even though we're going through a pandemic, I think the positive in the darkness of this pandemic is that we have so much more appreciation for our teachers, for our service workers, our frontline staff. It's going to be a different world, but in some ways it will be a lot better.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that. I think we all have a bigger appreciation. Like after being locked down in Dubai for 3 weeks, going outside to walk my dog now is a privilege that I'm so excited about. Whereas that's something I would have taken for granted before.
Of course, no, agreed. I think everybody feels the same. There's a huge appreciation there and gratefulness.
In every situation, there is a positive. Like a lot of people are dying. Obviously, it's horrible. We're not able to get home to see our families, close contacts. It's difficult, but there is a positive in every situation. I firmly believe that.
Yeah, I hear you. And what about you? Why?
So for me, I think I will still continue with learning language because I travel quite frequent throughout the year. But I still hope I can travel a lot after this. And I would like to try to use my Spanish. To talk to my friends from Spain and also from Mexico and Italy. They all can speak Spanish quite well because Spanish is the second most used language in the world. Other than that, I'll try to pick up French as well. I want to continue to learn French, and then because I might go to Paris with Gretta as well for the Eiffel Tower run on the 30th September if the COVID-19 is gone by then. Let's hope for that. And also, I will still keep training, trying to be the best version of myself and try to achieve world number 1. That's the first priority, and to inspire more people to take up Tower Running Challenge. Yeah, to promote the sport.
Lots of plans, yeah.
Yeah, actually quite a lot of things that stuck halfway now. I would like to continue that.
Yeah, good.
We're both supposed to go to do the Eiffel Tower race in March, but it was postponed 2 days before the event. Luckily, I was still in Dubai, but Wai Ching was actually in Paris.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I spent a few days there, walked around, and do some running. Luckily, I didn't get affected. So get affected by the virus as well. So I came back to Malaysia, self-quarantined for 14 days. But all good.
Good.
Yeah. We're actually supposed to be in New York doing the Empire State Building run up.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in New York this week, I think. 12 May is the race. Yeah, we both.
Race is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That's hard when you can't be there, but at least you're staying safe and healthy, and things will ease. So, and actually, do you have any tips for people to improve their well-being during quarantine? I mean, Gretta, you're very much into mental health.
I feel that we spend a lot of time on social media reading too much. It's good to be aware, it's good to have precautions, but I think to limit social media as well. or just be on feeds that are positive and that don't scare us so much, that because stress is going to make us more vulnerable to these things. So as much as we can, try and limit ourselves to read the news maybe once or twice a day, not to dwell too much on it, as long as we're social distancing and doing what the government advises. It's definitely, like, I know there's a lot of pressure on people to be creative and to do new things during this, but if you don't feel like doing it, it's okay. If getting up in the morning and having a shower and working from home is all you can do, well done. It's a difficult time for all of us. We're all coping with it in different ways.
Definitely, yeah. And people are in different situations at home as well, and with work. So it's
because I know a lot
for everybody, actually.
Stress that they feel that they need to go, and like Wai Ching is saying, he's learning a new language. That's fantastic. My husband is learning Arabic, but there's no pressure on anybody to do this.
Yeah.
As long as you're keeping safe and keeping connected with your family, it's good things.
Yeah, go easy on yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What about, why would you have anything to add to that? Any tips for doing well?
For me, try to pick up something new so that you can spend some time on that, so that you won't feel like you are doing nothing the whole day. Other than that, try to do some self-reflection. Like, I'm a sports science graduate student from University of Malaya, and I did a lot of research about trail running. So I read quite a few stuff during this period of time, and I plot some new program for myself. Like, I'm gonna try out some new program after this, like those, because I always compete weekly. Like, I always went for competition, so I don't have a really long period of time for me to test my training program. So now I have the time to train, to try out different approach, to see how much benefit I can gain from certain programs. So I'm glad I have I have that chance to try now, because we don't have any race. So I'll do time trial as a assessment to screen pre and post to see whether there's any improvement. And yeah, so I'm actually glad that I craft out quite a few training programs for me to test. And my takeaway for other people is, like, try to learn something new, and don't just sit there and do nothing. Keep on reading the news, like Gretta said. Don't read so much, because nowadays the news might be like, it is not accurate at all. The news might be a propaganda for certain beneficial under certain communist party or so. So try to limit yourself from going into social media that much. Try to reduce and stay focused on the things that you like. Yeah. So now's the best time for you to do to engage with your family as well. That's one of the good things. Yeah. People always complain that they have no time. So now this is the moment for you to. Yeah. Now you have too much time.
Yeah, it's gonna make or break now. Yeah. Yeah.
Make it back, all those.
What I love about this time was, like, during lockdown, people got very creative. Like, our Adidas running coach, Lee Ryan, he ran 100 kilometers in his backyard with his kids. Incredible. Like, and there's so many new home workouts where they're improvising with, they've got tins of beans for weights or water bottles, and it's just shown that, we don't need to go to a gym all the time. We can actually do it in our own home. It's possible.
Definitely.
And even if you've seen all those memos and videos going around, those funny ones, creativity is definitely booming.
Yeah. And kind of necessity breeds diversity sometimes, but, like, you have to make the most of your situation. So you'll find new ways, and that's the thing about people. So
yeah,
a lot of that. So that is a positive thing. But how can people prepare for the virtual challenge at home? So virtual climb. I mean, do you have any advice, tips for them?
It's going to be a fun event. Obviously, if you want to be competitive, you have 48 hours to log your score. But it's not even about being competitive. It's more so we want to get the community involved. It's for a great cause, a great charity. You're helping kids in need while you're sitting in your house. It's it's an absolutely great initiative. What I would say is, if you're not used to stair training, take it slowly. In competitions, we tend to use the handrail to help us. We do 2 steps at a time. We're more efficient. You don't have to. You can do 1 step at a time. You can take it as slow or as quick as you need to do it. It's more so getting involved and doing something good for the community. And Golf for Good, at the moment, they're really struggling because a lot of their challenges, a lot of their donations come from, they do treks abroad. They have a lot of community events where you can do stair climbing, you can do hiking, you can go and do snow hikes in ski Dubai, sorry. And right now, all that is stopped. Like, all the travel is stopped. So it's been very, very difficult for charities to raise funds, and more than ever, they now need money. So this is a good way to get involved. And, you know, it's a virtual challenge. Everyone can get involved, get the kids involved.
Yeah. And how have you prepared for the virtual challenge? So why do you want to tell us a bit about?
I have 2 plans now. So if my place is still under lockdown, I'll do step up for 2,766 times. Like step up 30 centimeter stool, step up and then step back down, and then step up and then step back down. So for 2,766 times, which is equivalent to the height of the Burj Khalifa, 829.8 meter. So that's what I'm gonna do if my place still under lockdown. But if my place got lifted, the lockdown got lifted, so I will walk about 800 meters away to 20 stories apartment. Okay. So I will walk it about maybe 11 times, I think, based on the height. 63 meters, 1 time, 20 floor. So I have to do about 11 to 12 times. So that's my plan. If that would be a better plan, because walking up the stool up and down, I did a trial run this evening. I did like 20 minutes. I managed to clock 706 steps. So I need about 80 minutes to complete the virtual challenge. That's the how to say, it's much tougher, I would say, compared to if you own a staircase, like inside your house or even outside, like near the condo. That would be best. And some tips for the runners, those who are beginner and new to the stairs, I would advise them to use the handrail, like Gretta said. That's one way to sort of reduce the effort. Like you get more efficient compared to not using the handrail. Okay. Second is that you have to try to go double step if you can, but go at your own pace. Don't run. Don't go too fast at the very beginning, because it's a long way. Walk 2 steps at one time with the handrail, and also try to you can also listen to music, or even listen to podcasts. That's what I do. I listen to podcasts while during my training. I even hold my phone watching on YouTube while I run up the staircase. Okay. So that's also another way to sort of distract yourself from thinking about, my legs are tired, things like that. So try to distract yourself. That's one way. A lot of
repetition as well in your movement. So mentally something to keep you going.
Yeah, sometimes I even close my eye, like close about 80% until like I can only see the steps. Then I try to sort of meditate while walking upstairs. That's also one way to do it. Only when you are you're really focused, you are in the flow, then you can do that. But everybody can do that. It's quite easy to go into the flow as long as you focus on because it's a repetitive exercise, repetitive movement. So it's easy for your body to go autopilot, then you save energy. That's one way in the race. That's how we think ourselves. We imagine ourselves like a robot going up into a rhythm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So that's how we got into the flow. And you realize the time passed very like time is like it won't affect you. You are not affected by the time at all. You won't feel tired. You are just like very enjoy, and then you keep on going. And then at one point of time, there's only 5 floors left, then you complete the sort of the essence. So I would say that's a few tips that I use during my stair climb training.
Okay, brilliant.
If you're using the stairs in your home, coming downstairs has got more impact on the joints, so I would advise to go slowly. Going up is impact, but coming downstairs can be it's a lot more tough. So take your time coming downstairs if you have to.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, that's also the thing that I forgot to mention, like walking downstairs when you're coming down the stairs. Yeah, it's very important. Thanks, Greta, for pointing out, because when you walk down the stairs, you actually have more impact on your quad. It's what we call eccentric contraction on your quad. Then you the next day, then you feel the dome, like the delayed onset muscle soreness. You feel really, really sore on your legs. That's that's the impact created by walking downstairs. So for those who walking up and down the stairs, try to walk slow and then go up fast. Walk slow, go up fast, because it's only like 10 steps, so you can definitely go up fast. And then you try to rest more while you walk down.
I did a climb with Goal for Good, Teen Angel Wolf. I don't know if you're aware of them. They are a family here in Dubai. Rio has got special needs. He's 17 years old, and the dad Nick and the mum and the sister, they include him in everything. So at the weekend, they actually did a Burj Khalifa climb in the stairs of their house, and Nick was carrying Rio on his back for like 43 kg. Amazing.
Wow.
My first ever climb with Go for Good with them, and at that stage, I had never come downstairs. I'd always gone up and the elevator.
Yeah.
Preparing for like this charity event at Everest. They were going up and down with their backpacks, and Nick was there carrying Rio on his back up and down 64 floors of Almas in 280 meters in JLT. And
inspiring.
I remember I was going to get the elevator down, but then when their 9-year-old at the time, I think she's like 11 or 12 now, she was going down the steps. I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to go down. Oh my God, it was so difficult. It really, really was difficult. So I was like, just really mind your joints when you're coming down the stairs.
Great advice. And actually,
Wai Ching knows that tower very well because he won Almas Tower back in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almas Tower is a really, really good race. That's one of my best races.
First time to beat the world number 1.
Yeah, I was world number 2 at that moment. So, and that was my first time beating world number 1.
That's amazing.
After 24 attempts. Yeah.